Hello, everyone, and welcome to Building Resilience. This is a workshop that's going to help us get stronger and stronger as we are dealing with life's ups and downs. We're going to give it about 2 more seconds, and then we will go ahead and get started just to give people some time to join us today. Until then, I'll make sure to share our presentation and we'll take it from here. All right, looks like we do have a couple of folks joining. Excellent. So let's go ahead and let's kick off. So I love to start off with just an overview. And essentially, in a world that's constantly presenting us with unforeseen obstacles and demands, the need for resilience has never been greater. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Building Resilience Workshop. And it's brought to you by Coaching Season, your trusted partner in personal and professional growth. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the art of building resilience. But before we begin, I want to share with you an exciting opportunity. If you should find these principles that we discussed today, if you should find that they resonate with you, and if you're ready to take your personal or your professional journey to the next level, then Coaching Season is definitely here to guide you. Coaching Season is the premier coaching company specializing in personal coaching, career coaching, and also workplace cultural solutions. Our mission is to empower individuals like yourself to unlock your full potential and overcome challenges and achieve remarkable success. So whether you're seeking personal growth or career advancement, Coaching Season has tailored programs that we customize to meet your unique individual needs. So visit our website at coachingseason.com and schedule a free discovery call with one of our expert coaches today. So that's my little plug for Coaching Season, and we'll continue from here. It looks like we have a couple of comments in the chat. Hello. Okay. All right. Minnie is with us today. Amazing. I love you and I thank you for the support. All right. So let's get started. While we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond to adversity. And as Winston Churchill famously said, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that truly counts. So resilience is the ability to bounce back when we're going through difficult situations and we're trying to adapt to change. And it's a skill that you can actually develop and strengthen over time. In today's fast-paced world, stress and anxiety are common experiences for many people. And whether that's due to work pressures or financial pressures or health issues, personal relationships, this stress can really negatively impact our physical and mental well-being. But the good thing is that research has shown that resilience can help you cope with stress and adversity and improve your overall quality of life. So let's go over what we're going to talk about today. And in this workshop, we are going to explore strategies for building resilience and coping with stress and adversity. We're going to discuss practical tips and techniques for managing stress, developing a positive attitude and a positive mindset, and building a strong support network. Everything is in your support network. Jason, Druga, nice to see you. Perfect. So by the end of this workshop, you will have a better understanding of what resilience is and how you can apply it to your own life. Oprah Winfrey, as we all know her, she once said that challenges are gifts that force us to search for a new center of gravity. And she recommends that we don't fight them, that we find a new way to stand each and every time. Renuka, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. All right, so let's get into what is resilience, right? Resilience is essentially this ability to adapt and cope with stress and adversity and challenges. It's the capacity to recover from setbacks and bounce back from difficult experiences and to maintain a positive outlook despite adversity. But here's the thing, resilience is not a fixed trait and it's not a personality characteristic. So you're not necessarily born with it, but rather it's a set of skills, behaviors, and mindsets that you develop and that you strengthen over time. And I like to think of it as steps, and we're going up the steps, and each step that we go up, we are getting stronger and stronger in the resilience space. Resilience is important to achieving our success, right? And well-being in various areas of our lives, whether that's work. We have to be resilient and strong. So many people going through layoffs, right? Relationships, sometimes we have to be strong as well. Sweet and saucy, nice to see you. And also for personal growth, we have to have resilience as well. So, what are some examples, right? It's nice to talk about what resilience is, but what are some examples, tangible examples, to help us understand resilience? And one of the ones that's coming up recently for a lot of people in this country is a person who's experiencing a job loss, right? And instead of them giving up, they use the opportunity to explore new career paths and networking opportunities. They take the extra step in seeking help so that they have the best opportunity possible to bounce back from losing their employment. Or maybe it's a student who receives a poor grade on their exam, right? And they utilize this opportunity to talk to that teacher and seek feedback and work to improve instead of just crossing their arms and being upset about it and blaming everybody else, right? And then the last example I have is a person that's experiencing a breakup. That's another hard one. And instead of spiraling into a depressive state, which can happen, this person actually steps out and seeks support from friends. They engage in a lot of self care just so that they continue to remain mentally strong. And they also focus on themselves at that point, personal growth. So these examples should illustrate how resilience involves not only the ability to bounce back from difficult situations, but you have to have a willingness to do it. You have to have that willingness to adapt and to learn and to grow from your experiences. So if there's one thing I want you to write down, it's having the willingness to bounce back from those hard times. It also involves this mechanism of having a positive outlook and a positive attitude in the face of challenges, as well as the ability to maintain the right perspective and prioritize what's truly important in your life. Ultimately, building resilience is an ongoing process. It's ever ongoing, and it requires patience, it requires self reflection, and it requires this commitment to personal growth. So, let me know in the chat if what I've said so far resonates with you. And what part of this so far do you feel you need to work on? Is it the positive outlook part? Is it just subscribing to making myself more resilient? Let me know in the chat box, and I'll wait for a couple of responses to see what resonates with you so far. And I know these chat boxes take a little while to come through. So I'm pretty sure that they'll start coming through in the next couple of seconds. All right, absolutely. Gabriele, hello, and thank you for joining us. You're absolutely correct. Working on that positive outlook, it's so easy for us to spiral and just feel like everything is so catastrophic. But the minute that we decide, you know what, I'm really going to process my emotions, yes, and then I'm going to take this step back and I'm going to figure out the positive side of all of these things. At that point, that makes a world of difference. Mahia, thank you for joining us. Positive outlook. Yes, absolutely. And we have to be careful with this, especially when it comes to the age groups, right? What we've identified is that the older we get, the more our minds start to protect ourselves. And it protects ourselves by constantly pointing and calling out everything that's wrong. And we have to really engage and force ourselves to not fall into that pitfall. All right. Jesse, welcome as well. And you're saying staying positive with any and all setbacks. Absolutely. And Jason, okay, no problem. You're switching to another device, not a problem. All right, so let's talk about the importance. And I'm going to just make this screen just slightly bigger so that everyone can see it. But let's talk about the importance of resilience for mental well being. And resilience is important for coping with stress because it really helps us to adapt and manage challenging situations. So, for example, we talked about that person that lost their job. They need to really think about what are some new networking opportunities that I can take rather than just becoming discouraged and giving up. They might want to contact coaching season for one-on-one support and really helping um, just as much as one possibly can to increase the amount of opportunities. So, by building resilience, you can develop skills and attitudes needed to manage stress in a healthy way, which can help you prevent the development of mental health problems such as anxiety and depression. All right, and we are back. Jason is back, and Daliana is back, and we're talking about we need to train our mind to see the bright part of a situation. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So let's talk about a couple of tips here on the importance. So we talked about coping with stress already, building confidence and self-esteem. Resilience can help you build confidence and self-esteem. When you successfully navigate challenging situations, you can develop a sense of mastery and accomplishment, which can really help boost your self esteem. It can help you enhance positive emotions, such as hope, optimism, and gratitude. And it can help you improve relationships. By building resilience, you can develop skills and attitudes that truly help you to cultivate relationships because you're not so reactive anymore, right? You're really taking a step back and you're thinking about things and you're trying to decide what is the positive outlook to this and head in that direction versus heading in the other direction. All right, let's move on to the next slide. Approaches for building resilience. So, how do we go about building resilience? Right? It's easy to say, oh, we need to develop a positive attitude, right? But how do we go about doing that? So, cultivating number one, it's cultivating those positive emotions. It's important for us to focus on the positive emotions like joy and gratitude and hope. Make these a staple for yourself. You want to focus on these things. You can try mindfulness practices such as meditations and deep breathing exercises. We recommend that a lot here. But just take a few minutes each day, practice some deep breathing to feel a sense of calmness, and it can help you reduce stress. Another one is building supportive relationships. You want to surround yourself with supportive relationships when you're going through tough times. You want to seek support from the right friends and from the right family members that can offer you hope and optimism. You want to stay away from the folks that are going to continue to help you spiral down. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes it's really hard to get rid of friendships and move on from, especially from the people that we love. But at the end of the day, we really need to work on this positive relationship, positivity in our lives. The next one is developing problem solving skills. So, resilient individuals are good at problem solving when facing challenges. They break them down into smaller, more manageable chunks, and they seek advice from colleagues and feedback. In today's day and age, there is absolutely nothing that we couldn't learn. And information is finally free. So, really having this mindset of I can figure this out, I can figure anything out, that is really going to help propel you forward. That's what's helped propel me forward, is that there isn't a single thing that you can put on my plate that I can't do. I know a lot of folks like to think of, I work in only marketing, so I will only do marketing stuff, or I work in only customer service, so I'll only handle customer service calls. We have to step away from that. There isn't anything that you can't do. So you definitely want to step into that as well. Practicing self care is another important one. Take care of yourself. That's one of the essential pillars to building resilience. You have to make self care a priority. So, and you can do this by incorporating regular exercises and healthier diets, right? Making sure that you get sufficient sleep. This is one of the most important ones. And then, of course, like we always mention here at Coaching Season, trying those relaxation techniques like meditation and breathing and yoga. Then, a lot of us on the chat, we mentioned maintaining a positive perspective, right? And that is how do we go about keeping a more positive perspective? And it's because we need to essentially keep a broader perspective, and that's what's most important. So practicing mindfulness through activities like meditation or reflection to cultivate awareness of the present moment. And once again, you want to lean into your support network, whether that's your friends or your family or your personal life coach. That you definitely want to lean into those folks. Um, if you're still having trouble in this space, I would recommend that you explore some new hobbies, okay? Or travel to a different place. Traveling tends to help the mind change perspective, and it helps us to expand our thoughts. And then the last one that we have on the list here is developing a sense of purpose. We all need to have a sense of purpose, and having a sense of purpose and meaning in life is what truly fuels resilience. So find meaning in your work, or volunteer if you have to, or if you love to. We should all be volunteering. And align that volunteer work with your values and your passions. For me, I volunteered for Habitat for Humanity for 8 straight years, and it was the most rewarding experience I could have ever taken in my life. I'll tell you, till this minute, it was close to 20 years ago. Until this minute, I can still feel the joy from volunteering and helping folks build their home and then handing them the keys. It's been truly amazing. So dive into um, your sense of purpose and volunteering, that's really going to help you. Let me know if this has resonated with you so far in the chat. What parts resonated with you the most? I want to make sure we're all still here. I want to know your thoughts. Give folks a minute to type. All right. I know that there's a delay, so as they come up, I will pause and I will address what folks are saying. So we talked about a couple of great things. Excellent. Everything is resonating with Jason. Perfect. All right. So when it comes to really building resilience and overcoming adversity, we have to look within ourselves. And we have to identify what personal strengths we have and what values do we have to draw on in times of adversity. So, identifying your personal strengths and values is important for building resilience because it can help you draw on your inner resources and navigate these challenges with greater ease. So, when you know what your strengths and values are, you can use them to help overcome obstacles and stay focused on your goals, even in times of adversity. And by identifying these personal strengths and values, you can also develop a greater sense of self awareness, which is very important, also known as emotional intelligence, and self confidence. You can recognize your own unique abilities and talents, which can help you feel more empowered and more in control of your life. So, this in turn really can help you develop a more positive outlook. So, what do we need to do to identify how strong we are? Well, the very first thing that I always recommend is to take a personality or strengths assessment. At coaching season, this is the first thing that we do with our clients. We provide them with personalized personality and strengths assessments to really figure out what you're good at. Two that we utilize and that I can recommend to you is the Myers Briggs type indicator. And I'll share this information with you as well in our replay freebie. But it's the Myers Briggs type indicator. And then there's also a book called Clifton Strengths or Strengths Finders. And these two assessments can really show you with pretty great accuracy, I will say, exactly what are your strengths and what you are good at and what you value the most. The next thing that I want you to do is to reflect on your past experiences. Reflecting on past experiences and also considering what qualities and values helped us overcome challenges in the past or achieve success can really help you identify your personal strengths. For me, I'm 44 years old now. And one thing that I constantly go back to, for example, I've been laid off many times, companies have closed and they've shifted and they've moved. And every single time I've had a setback in my 44 years of life, I've been able to bounce back. And each time I've been able to bounce back, I've been able to bounce back better. So when something happens to me today, I already know that while it is painful, 9 times out of 10, 99% of the chance that I'm going to bounce back even better than I was back then. You can also seek feedback from others, right? Asking for feedback from your friends, your family, your colleagues. It can also be useful. Ask them, what do you think I'm good at? What do you think my personal strengths and values are? And believe it or not, they will share with you things that you do not even see in yourself, and it will provide you with wonderful perspective. Another one that we highly recommend is keeping a journal, right? Writing your journal can help you gain clarity on your values and your strengths. And by reflecting on your thoughts and your experiences, you can identify patterns and themes that come up. One of the patterns and themes that I noticed way before I began my wellness journey 15 years ago was that I would tend to wake up cranky every single day, just thinking about everything that I have to do that day. And I would wake up cranky and I would journal. And I started to notice this pattern in my journal. And I'm happy to say that as of right now, I do not, I do not wake up cranky in any way, shape, or form. Um, so let's talk about, give me 1 second. We're going to, perfect. Yeah. And you know, and a lot of these situations and a lot of these tips that we're giving, they are not for everyone, right? I think a lot of folks are struggling, including myself. I've struggled in the past a lot, and it takes a lot of work. But you definitely want to seek help as much as you possibly can in order to move in this space. And then the last one is you want to engage in self-reflection, right? So engaging in self-reflection through practices such as meditation and mindfulness, it can also help you identify personal strengths and values. And by becoming more aware of your thoughts and your feelings, you can gain insight into your own motivations and your own desires. And that can really help you build resilience. Overall, what we want to do is identify personal strengths and values that require this willingness. We have to be willing as much as possible to head in this direction. All right, so let me know if that resonated with you in the chat, and then we will continue. Okay, so the next topic for us is to talk about how to practice positive self-talk and refrain from negative thoughts. This is a large part of building resiliency is really practicing positive self-talk and reframing from your negative thoughts. Thank you, Jason. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So practicing positive self talk and reframing from negative thoughts are important tools for building resilience. Resilience, it refers to this ability to adapt and overcome adversity. And having a positive mindset can really help you cope with these challenges and situations. Negative self talk, it contributes to feelings of anxiety and depression and low self esteem. And while positive self talk can boost your confidence and your self esteem, that's the direction that you want to try to head in when possible. And when you engage in positive self talk, you can focus on your strengths and your abilities rather than your weaknesses and your limitations, which at the end of the day will lead to a more optimistic outlook on your life. But refraining from these negative thoughts involves taking the negative thought and looking at a more positive interpretation of it. So, for example, instead of thinking, I can't do this, one could reframe the thought as, this is difficult, but I'm capable of finding a solution. And by doing so, you lean into this approach of this growth mindset, right? And that can truly help you bounce back from the setbacks that you're facing. So, how do we practice? Well, the first thing that we need to do is we need to identify negative self talk. Pay attention to your negative thoughts and your emotions. If you find that you're calling yourself names when certain things happen, even if it's a joke, you don't want to do that. You want to identify that negative self talk, and you want to try to begin to remove that slowly and with care. Um, you also want to challenge these negative thoughts, right? Evaluate the accuracy and the evidence. A lot of times we get really scared and we'll spiral into this negative thought train. And we need to just take a step back and evaluate the accuracy and the evidence. This is another one that we recommend a lot at coaching season, and that is practicing positive affirmations. So, repeating empowering statements for self esteem and confidence, that truly, truly helps. So, another one is also focusing on strengths and accomplishments, right? You want to celebrate those wins and you want to use those wins as motivation in order to pull forward. And you want to try to surround yourself with positivity, engage with positive people, engage with positive media, and engage in positive activities in your life. Well, one of the things that my family and I love to do is every morning we send each other a text message, and four out of the 7 days it includes a video, a motivational video for us to just wake up to and truly just pump us up and get ready for the day. And then also seeking that professional help. That's number 6 here, right? Considering therapy if you're struggling in that space, or counseling if you Counseling can really help you with strategies. So you want to consider that as well if therapy is maybe that might not be for you. But people need to be engaged with positive motivational comments. Absolutely. LinkedIn user, I thank you for that. People need to be engaged with positive comments and positivity in your life. So at the end of the day, by becoming aware of this negative self-talk, challenging it, practicing these positive affirmations, it can really help you boost your self-esteem, and it can help you start to reframe your thoughts. I want you to focus on strengths, surround yourself with positivity, and ask for professional help when needed. And this is really going to help you head in the direction that you would like to head in. Did that resonate with you? Let me know in the comments. We'll give it a minute, give folks some time to write their responses. And the next great thing that we're going to talk about are strategies for managing stress and anxiety using resilience. Because this is the hardest part, right? We could talk about resilience all day long and being strong, but really, when we are in times of anxiety and in times of stress, what are some of the strategies that we can utilize to help us overcome during those times? So let's talk about them. Number one, you want to practice mindfulness. And we just had a mindfulness course not too long ago. And if you would like a copy of that, please feel free to send me a message, whether that's on LinkedIn or if you are watching me on YouTube right now, Christian at Coaching Season. .com. You can send me a message and I can send you I can send you a replay of our mindfulness course. Hi, man. Nice to see you. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, we're getting the comments. They're coming in now. So let's talk about some strategies to manage this stress and this anxiety that we may be feeling. Practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness, this is a powerful tool for managing stress and anxiety because we need to focus on the present when we're focused on mindfulness. And accepting your thoughts and emotions without judgment can truly reduce those feelings of overwhelm and improve your ability to cope with challenges, right? So at the end of the day, you take the steps that you need to take, and you know that you've taken those steps. Now it's time to be present and to be mindful, not continue to stay with your thoughts. Next one is setting realistic goals, right? This can help you stay focused and motivated while reducing feelings of overwhelm and anxiety. So when setting goals, it's important that these goals are SMART goals. And if you haven't heard of that term before, that basically means that the goals need to be specific. They need to be measurable, achievable, or attainable. They need to be relevant, and you need to add a time to that. And this can help you break down these larger projects into smaller, more manageable ones. A tip that we love to provide to our clients here is building your to-do list, right? And in your to-do list, it should have elements of mindfulness and all of those other great things in that to-do list so that you're actively practicing them. The next one is practicing self-compassion. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with kindness, understanding, and acceptance. And when you're facing stress and adversity, it's important to be gentle with yourself and to remember that every experiences that we see, setbacks and challenges, it's just that, and we will overcome. Practicing self-compassion can also involve talking to yourself in a good way, in a supportive and engaging in activities that truly make us feel good. So ensure that throughout your journey right now, that you're practicing self-compassion. The next one is engaging in physical activities and getting out there into the sun. It is so important. And no matter For our clients, if we're talking about career coaching or workplace cultural solutions or personal coaching, there is always this ask of every single client to go out there and get into a physical activity and practice, whether that's yoga, running, cycling, biking, or whatever it is, but to get out there and at least spend 30 minutes a day, really in some type of physical activity type of state. And number 5 we have is connecting with others. We spoke about that as well, having that good support group of friends and of a coach or a therapist. And then the last one is to dive into mastering your emotions. Just because we're feeling stressed and just because we're feeling certain ways, that doesn't mean that we have to completely lean into them and subscribe to them. If we really take the initiative to start mastering our emotions, we will we will be successful leaps and bounds in this space. So when I say master your emotions, that's a pretty large topic. There are many books out there on how to master your emotions, many videos, but this is something that we must do. We can't just let our emotions pull us in all different directions all the time, because it's definitely going to slow us down and it's going to create a lot of noise in our heads. So let me know if that resonated with you in the chat. All right, we have a LinkedIn user here that says, I believe that connecting with others is how you build a good network of support. And that is absolutely correct. Connecting with others, there's nothing like it. I will tell you that connecting with others and having relationships extends our life. And you can do some research in this as well if you would like. Cultivating great friendships extends our lives. When I think about great friendships, I think about the amazing friendships or the amazing friendship that my mom has with Jason, and both of them are on the live today. And I just love the relationship that they have, because they're just so supportive and they're so loving, and they get together and it's all positive. And that's the type of people that you want in your life, because believe it or not, they will help you extend your life. All right, so let's go into my closing remarks. So I want to thank everyone for joining me today. I hope that you found this workshop informative, practical, and motivating. Developing resilience, this is a journey. And the entire team here at Coaching Season hopes that this workshop has given you some tools and some strategies that you need to build your resilience muscle, and to thrive in the face of adversity. Resilience is not about being invincible, though, and it's not about being immune to stress or immune to pain or immune to disappointments. It's not about that. It's about being able to adapt and recover and learn from difficult situations. It's about finding the courage to keep going, even when the path ahead is uncertain or it's challenging. This is a skill that you can learn, and it's a skill that can be strengthened with practice and perseverance. And as we close the workshop today, we want to remind you that building resilience, it takes time and effort, and it certainly takes practice. It is certainly not something that happens overnight. I can tell you that firsthand. But it is something that can be achieved with small and consistent steps. And it's also important to be kind to yourself, like I've stated before, and celebrate your successes and learn from your setbacks. And as you go forward on your resilience journey, I want you to remember the words of a great poet, Maya Angelou. I'm sure that all of you on the call know exactly who she is. But she says, you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. So resilience is that ability to keep going even when you encounter defeats and setbacks and challenges. And it's about that ability to bounce back and learn from those experiences. So I strongly encourage you to take these strategies and techniques that we've discussed today and incorporate them into your daily life. And finally, I want to thank everybody for their comments and for their participation today in this workshop. We hope that you are leaving feeling inspired and empowered and equipped to build resilience and face challenges in life with more confidence and more courage. Come visit us at coachingseason.com. Schedule a free discovery call with us if you would like. We are here to support you, whether that is with your personal life or your professional life. We have the skills and the processes in place to ensure that you achieve success. So I thank everybody for being here today. It has been such a pleasure. I am dedicating this live to my great friend Tong Tong. If you've attended lives in the past, you know that Tong Tong has been with me. She was an intern for us at Coaching Season, and she recently graduated with her master's degree, and she's on her way to get her doctoral degree. So it's really exciting for her, and I wish I had her here today. So I dedicate this to Tong Tong today. Thank you, everyone. And I see all the comments. Thank you, Jason. I hope you found this great. Thank you, Gabriele. Thank you, Druga. Excellent. Thank you, Jesse. Excellent. All right, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful evening and try to move forward with positivity. Take care.